Hi everyone, I just wanted to talk today about this ongoing issue with DJI Phantom 3 standards, and a lot of people, including myself, have had or are having the issue where when you update the latest firmware through the app, you lose video range very quickly, and it doesn't connect until you're back close again. So for example, what happened with me is I updated the firmware through the app, followed all the instructions, thought great, took it out that evening, and at 10 metres away lost all video feed. Had to bring the drone right back towards me, sort of feet away, and it finally reconnected. Sometimes I have to restart the drone or restart the app to get it to connect again, so really frustrating. So, you know, I'm 2 weeks down the line of having this new drone that I spent 450 quid on, that is now useless. Well, not useless because it flies, but you know, the intended purpose of the drone isn't, you know, it's not what it says on the tin. So really annoying. So I thought maybe it's interference in the area, something like that. So I went to a couple of places, some more built up, some out in the countryside. No joy, absolutely horrendous. I suppose in the countryside, I got a little bit further away, but you know, I got to say 50 metres and again lost video. Had the drone, you know, right in front of me, pretty much, you know, let's say 50 metres away and 60 metres high, no video. So really frustrating. So I've got this drone now that's useless, doesn't work, you know, doesn't serve its intended purpose, and you know, obviously really disheartened by it. So I've done loads of searching around. You know, people have suggested trying the Lishi app. People have suggested using those, the Architect mod, all that sort of stuff. A friend of mine had the same issue. Tried the Architect mod, didn't really do anything because you know it's a software issue. So basically, what the update was supposed to do was to help the reconnect time when video is lost. So you do lose video at short range, and you know, some people notice if you're flying close to you, the video will lag for a split second. That is the video feed dropping and reconnecting again, you know, which is what it's intended to do. With this new firmware, it isn't doing that, so it's the video is dropping and it's not reconnecting again, or it's taking ages to reconnect. So I had a look around on the internet, put messages on various forums, Facebook groups, all that sort of stuff, and really had no joy, and didn't fly the drone for about 3 weeks. And I met up with a friend just to try one last ditch. So we've took the firmware off and manually put on a previous version of firmware, which is where you put it on the SD card, load it into the drone, it updates itself, and backs the firmware. So basically, in the I think advanced and professional, you can roll back the firmware. In the standard, you can't through the app. Doesn't let you do it. So you download a previous version off the internet, put it on your SD card, put the SD card into your drone. The drone loads the firmware. Happy days, it shows as the previous firmware. So I thought, right, brilliant. So I took the drone out, got to 200 metres away, thought, great, lost video, back to its old tricks, it was just a fluke. So what I did, I met up with a friend, and the drone was showing the previous version of software, which is where I'd left it at. So of course the app's prompting me to put the new firmware in. So I thought, right, well, I may as well. So what I noticed was I installed the firmware, went out, it was crap. Now what I noticed again was I rolled back the firmware, reinstalled it through the app, the new one, and the app will tell you that the firmware update is complete on the main screen. Now this is the mistake I think myself and a lot of people are making. What you have to do is when you go in to fly the drone, you'll see a message in the very top left of the screen there, very small, that says allow the firmware to, it says aircraft upgrading, allow the firmware to update before taking off. So the main screen of the app tells you the firmware is updated, so you go and fly, it isn't updated and it doesn't work properly, so your drone isn't working. Start your video, so you're onto this screen here, and like I say, you'll see in the top corner a very little message that will flash on and off in a split second, and if you're not careful, you'll miss it, and it says to allow the aircraft to update. Now what I did was a precaution, is left the aircraft as it is here now, after seeing that message, and it's beeping away again, and I just left it for half an hour, and it eventually completed the upgrade. So I went outside, it works absolutely perfect, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, in a nutshell guys, when you upgrade the firmware in this app, you must let it upgrade completely. So the app will tell you it's done, but when you go into the flight screen here in DJI Go, it'll flash on saying the aircraft is still upgrading. So do not switch the aircraft off, don't close the app, don't do anything, just leave it for half an hour doing what it does, and you'll find your signal or your video transmission fault is gone. Now, I'm not saying that's going to work for everyone. I'm not going to say it's a magic fix that's going to cure everyone's drone, but this has worked for me. So if you're at a loose end, you don't know what to do about this drone that you've got that's now useless, try it. You know, roll back the firmware by downloading it off the internet, put it on your SD card, blah blah blah, and then there's tutorials online for that, and then just reinstall it, but let it do its thing for a good half an hour. As long, you know, just do it as long as it takes. Because as I say, the app will tell you it's done, but it isn't actually done. And when you open the flight screen, it tells you that it isn't done. So what people are doing is just opening up the flight screen, missing that message, starting their engines, flying, and of course the firmware isn't updated, and that's what's leading to these issues. So yeah, I hope that helps somebody. I hope that helps you know, people who've got this issue sort the drones out. If it doesn't help you, I'm sorry. This worked for me. Could have been luck, but it's definitely worth a go. So thanks for watching. Hope you found that useful. Drop us a comment, suggestion in the box below. You know, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know the issues you've had, and if it worked for you. And if it does work for you, that's fantastic. Thanks for watching. Cheers.